Hello and welcome. This is the 2025 Columbus OverPower Regional. And of course, this is Marcel, the greatest OverPower player of all time, bringing you the commentary. Now, I have brought in a special commentary assistant with me as well, and that is Tyler Bertrand, one of the greatest players in the game, here to bring you some amazing strategy. Welcome, Tyler.
Hey, I guess I did an okay job on Peace Bridge, so now I'm doing a little bit more. This is the OP Cup from Columbus. This is a big day, multi-day event, one of the first ones, I think, for this year.
Now, of course, players in the finals of the day before this event were actually playing at 2 a.m. in the morning. And Derek Bertrand, who you do see here, actually is one of those opponents in the finals. So not a lot of sleep going into this following second day of OverPower. Big weekend. You do see Derek rocking the Outback, Bullseye, the Hand, Nightcrawler, and Silver Sable. Ricky bringing the Hand, New Warriors, Scarlet Witch, Zeos, and Onslaught Citadel with Odin's Vault, something he's been trying to bring to the table recently, almost like a combo style deck. Of course, there you see the KO event, KOing New Warriors, giving himself that 3-card draw in the first hand. Derek, of course, KOing Bullseye here.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough first hand. I think you should always cut your opponent's cards. I think he did, but I mean, it's one of those things where at least then you're controlling your own destiny that way.
Now, of course, he initially draws for the Zeos card first, and then he draws for the additional 2 from the New Warriors, where he gets to keep the duplicates. Now, Derek, of course, throwing out 2 discards right away, one being a Bullseye card. Now, this could really hurt. Now, this could be one of those moments where Ricky could push really hard. Now, looking that he did actually get a discard, he is discarding it for one of his Odin's Vault cards. Perfectly legal play, allowing himself to pull an artifact, which is almost like a 0.5 card back into his hand. So now Ricky being up 2.5 cards just off the initial draw, let alone the 2 that Derek discarded. So up 4.5 cards in this first initial hand.
Yeah, this is a really interesting battle here because I'm expecting Ricky to get in Infinity Gauntlet down, but let's say he KOs Witch this battle. He gets another +5 and another card through the Zeos Inherit, and that could be enough, right? Like, I mean, that he could very much consider Adventure 7. I mean, the only problem is I think he has a duplicate Image Inducer, which does really suck, but
now I do see Bakudo in his hand, thus giving him an additional card as well off the top of his draw pile, making up slightly for that Image Inducer that is in his hand. Of course, now if he does have duplicates, that will be a very, very tough card to have a duplicate for, as in you're not going to gain too much for it. Now, Ricky venturing 7, giving Derek 5 cards in this first hand. Now, remember, this is round 1. You are trying to start your day off right. Ricky noticing, feeling, and understanding what his deck does. Understanding that this might actually be his big moment to sort of push his deck into a winning advantage.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is one of those exciting games that everybody wants to watch. So welcome to the tournament.
Yeah, a great way to start. Venture 7 right off the top.
Oh, my brother just drew an awful hand too with like every Bullseye card, I think, in his deck, plus an event and a dupe.
So he did discard an 8 as well as a Bullseye card.
Yeah, so I think he kept 2 out of the 5 because he got rid of an event as well. Wow, that
is almost a perfect draw for Ricky to be asking for when you do push that 7 across the table, to see your opponent discard so many cards. Now, of course, Derek not giving up, never is one to just let his opponent have a game and shake a hand. Here comes a 6 intelligence teamwork across the board, most likely from Silver Sable.
The other crazy thing is the double Image Inducer. If he has the duplicate, he can now shift almost like a permanent Vertigo with both of those cards this hand too. If he ventured 7, there's only this battle. So it's another really interesting setup here. Like, this is a crazy hand.
And of course, with Onslaught Citadel having so many venture manipulators in that, there was a lot Ricky can do this round.
My brother's not even playing in a gate, so yeah, I think this is going to be a tough game for him to pull out, but we'll see.
Unless he is holding that reverse activator, it might be a tough situation for him in this round. Now, of course, piling on the venture here. Looking to amass. He has 13 points of venture. Now, of course, a lot of that placed on the Scarlet Witch, easily ixnayed quickly with either an Onslaught or Holocaust activator. Now, I have seen a Holocaust activator in Ricky's hand. He is playing that Bakudo I mentioned earlier, giving him a little bit of card advantage here. Should that make its way through, he will get to draw the top card off the draw. And of course, if it is an attack, use it against his opponent. Ricky taking his time.
It looked like an image inducer. It was.
It does look like an image inducer. So as non-attack, he does not gain that additional card. Now, I think Ricky kind of actually really wanted that card.
I think that was important.
But we will see how important it is as we continue this game. Now, Derek throwing everything he has, understanding that he has to spread it out amongst multiple characters on his opponent's side. Really even working well with spectrum advantage here. Now Ricky playing artifact after artifact, and Derek just throwing bombs after bombs of attacks. Continuing here with another 7 combat across the table. Now Derek's still holding 4 cards in his hand, and of course already having 24 points of venture on his side of the board. Now, average boards often being won by 25 plus. This could easily be a sway for Derek here. Interesting how Ricky thought he had the card advantage going in early. Let's see if Ricky, with all his cards, can pull off some advantage here later in the round. Moving things over to Scarlet Witch. Again, I think really hoping to maximize off the Holocaust. Using the Holocaust as we speak, hoping to tuck. Now, of course, Derek with his Beyonder.
That's a clutch negate, actually.
And having the ability to negate. We did call out the Reavers earlier, but he did have the Beyonder in a very pivotal negate moment, which actually would have tucked 20 plus points of venture. There's the 8 Ricky should have expected, already seeing the duplicate on the other side. Using his post to defend it. Now Ricky sitting at 3. Derek, of course, sitting way more than that at about 25 points of venture right now.
Yeah, I think the correct way to play this now is he needs to stall almost and not let Scarlet Witch die. He can't throw an attack that's going to kill Scarlet Witch, or giving him a card is going to be pretty detrimental. Derek
using all his
so
cards to block that he can,
that
and of course,
the card to kill him if he is going to kill anybody.
Now, of course, this is a must block because Derek would have been able to go and get his 4 assist out of the deck, or 4 fortification out of the deck, to follow up that long shot 5. Ricky very smartly not giving him an additional card. Yeah. And there, much like Ty's saying, gaining that vertigo effect by 2 image inducers in the same hand.
That's a nasty setup.
Quite a unique game here in the first round.
To have the cards to actually pull off the venture when you're holding 2 as well is even crazier.
Derek not stopping with his pressure, continuing to apply his pressure in the game. And of course, Ricky doing exactly what Ty mentioned earlier, KOing Scarlet Witch, now getting the 5, not drawing the card.
Not draw?
Not drawing the card after KOing Scarlet Witch at this point in time. Could be
the card. It's going to
be a pivotal mistake if he just plays an action right now. There you can see Ricky forgetting his own draw.
I think he thought he had enough already because he has 2 8s still in his hand. I think
trying to play out 8, 8, 5, and 2 plus 3.
So he's got 24 plus 3 is. And they already took off the Wolverine 4, so it's a +4 to cancel out the Scarlet Witch. So it's a +4 on the on the 22 or
and Ricky
24.
pulls it out 26 to 24. Wow. Even without drawing the additional card from the Scarlet Witch. Now, of course, Ricky did also have the -5 there as well.
Yeah, but that got rid of the Wolverine. I saw them remove the Wolverine.
Ah, okay, fantastic. So they evened it out in that respect.
Worth 4 points essentially almost.
So 26 to 24, pulling it out. Now, Ricky, of course, could have actually drawn that additional card from the Scarlet Witch, not electing to do so. Now, remember, friends, these are pivotal moments. Take your time, think it through, understand even if you think you have the game won, to play the round out properly. Any final thoughts on this round, Tyler? Round one of an interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing where if you could really isolate the linchpin for how, like, most of these types of tricks rely on 1 or 2 cards that they're unique in the deck. So the trick to dealing with these types of puzzle decks like this is to get rid of the cards that are specifically used only once to do something. So an Onslaught KO in this case, or getting like the kill card, for example, to get rid of the New Warriors. There has to be a method to KOing a character in the deck that's not repeatable. And in this case, D did the right thing by negating that tuck, because there's no other way for him besides an Onslaught activator to eliminate that much venture. So when you see one of them, that's the only way that he can bounce back from that many cards without physically having the cards.
And as we can see, a very, very tight race, as Derek did have quite a lot of venture in his initial hand. But of course, Ricky understanding the crux of his deck, understanding exactly what he's attempting to do, and realizing that he got his cards to play his deck the way he wanted, and he pushed this game exactly how he wanted to. Great first game, Ricky. Of course, we will, I'm assuming, see these two opponents later on in the tournament, as they are both two strong, very opponents. Ricky, one hand, one round. That's a good way to start a tournament.
Exciting way to start the day.
Thanks for joining us, and we will see you in round 2.
Thanks, guys.